Welcome back to Dhyeya Coaching Academy presents Career Guidance Series, Journey Towards My Dhyeya. Today we have a young professional with us, CS Archana Joshi. She is working with Kanj Company in the field of company law, foreign exchange management, capital restructuring, and SEBI. She has also pursued LLB and Master of Commerce from Pune and has been a company law teacher for over 4 years. Hello, ma'am. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. And congratulations, you found your Prince Charming. You're soon getting married. Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Ma'am, how did you choose CS as your career? Like, what motivated you to choose CS?
Okay. So for me, I think it was very easy to choose CS because my dad is a chartered accountant. He's a practicing chartered accountant for last 30 years.
Wow.
So it was very easy for me to choose commerce. And when I started my 11th, 12th, that time I found interest in law. That's why I chose CS. And then later on, I pursued LLB. But that time I basically found interest in legal field.
Right.
So
What is
my father motivated me to.
Right. Absolutely. And what is the, I guess even your sister is working as a professional. She is also studying a professional.
Yes.
So
Yes,
everyone
she is in CA finals.
Yes, everyone is in your house are professionals. That's great.
Right.
What is the exam structure for CS as well as LLB?
Okay, for CS, there are 3 stages. First stage starts with your foundation. So it is always recommended that along with your 12th, after completing your 12th, you start foundation, and so that by the time you become or you complete your BCom, you'll be able to complete CS if you clear in first go. So there are 3 steps like foundation, and then we have intermediate, and then we have professional exam.
Right.
So in each of these stages, we have various subjects on company law, SEBI, FEMA, and other laws also are included. And after that, we have got articleship training of 2 years. So we have to complete articleship also. And in between these 3 years, we have some group discussions and all those programs. So we have to complete all those programs also. And then we get our membership.
Right.
So like this course is designed in these 3 steps. And if you ask about LLB is also a 3 years course if we do it after BCom. And if you want to do it after 12th, then we have 5 years course.
Okay. For both the courses, is distant learning available, or do you have to be present like for the exam structure, or is distant learning available like we have for Master of Commerce?
Distance learning is available for both the courses, but LLB is basically conducted by University of Pune. So if you choose a college, then you have to follow that college methods, and respective colleges will be having their own methods. And if you ask about CS, then we have the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. It's just one institute all over India which conducts this course. So distance learning nowadays, because of COVID, it is becoming very popular. Wherever you're sitting, you'll be able to get teaching and from best teachers. Yes. So nowadays, because of this present situation, this distance learning is becoming very popular.
Right. Do you recommend that both the courses shall be done together, or shall I complete CS first and then go for LLB, or vice versa?
What I did was after completing 12th, I took admission in BCom, and after BCom, simultaneously rather with BCom, I completed CS. And then I took admission in LLB, and then I did MCom. So I think my recommendation will be same, because I have also gone through this same thing. First BCom and then LLB. Otherwise, the another option is that we can choose 5 years LLB course after 12th, and along with LLB we can complete CS. But my recommendation will be to have accounting and taxation base. It is better that we go for BCom and do CS simultaneously and then go for LLB. Because in this CS, most of the laws are covered. So it is very easy to clear LLB because already we have studied n number of things in CS.
Right.
So then it becomes very easy to clear LLB after completing CS.
Right. Definitely. What are the career options that are available after completing CS? Like as CS as a career, either you can go into practice or you can start or you can work under somebody else. So what are the career prospects beyond CS?
Yeah, so I think there are basic two things that like first is you can start your own practice and second is you can go in the employment. Yes. So if you choose to go in the employment, then you are a CS and the compliance officer of that particular company. So all the SEBI compliances and FEMA things, all with respect to that company, you have to complete. And if you choose a practice field, then you have to handle a number of companies. So you have a group of companies for which you are giving secretarial services. And nowadays, companies which have 10 CR capital or paid up capital, all those companies mandatorily require full-time CS. So career is very vast. Even we have some specialized areas in which we can make a specialization like IPR or amalgamations, mergers. We can also go for arbitration, company law, that's a specialization, or even there are some CS who are specialized in GST also.
Yes.
So these strings are open all the times. There's a vast scope for this profession. I see in future.
Yes, definitely.
Yes.
You work in FEMA field as well as SEBI compliances and other regulations, foreign regulations. How have the compliances changed over time, and the compliances have they hardened or have they become smoother in today's scenario?
So, Revati, when I completed CS, there was 1956 Companies Act.
Right.
And I completed my CS, I completed my articleship, and then law got suddenly changed, and then Companies Act 2013 was introduced. So I have seen that phase of deleting one law which I studied and just adding new law and all the new procedures in my head once. So that was a task at that time. But now I think the law is stabilized over the period since 2014. Now the law is stabilized. But the major difference I see in the old act and the new act is that the new act is made more stringent. If you see the penalty provisions, they are very high. Even monetary penalty that is imposed currently, that is also they have increased. So it is basically focusing on the compliance part. All the corporate governance measures have been taken place.
Right.
Even the same thing has happened in SEBI also. Earlier there was listing agreement applicable to all the listed entities. But then now they have changed everything in 2015 and they introduced a complete new set of compliances, even for specifically for listed entities.
Right.
So that is also becoming harder, those compliances. Timelines, that is also becoming harder. And the reason behind this is the corporate governance. Right. That's the only reason.
Right, absolutely. If you want to specialize in FEMA or in SEBI, do you need to have other certificate courses or have you done any certificate courses for this?
There are certificate courses available in ICSI, which you can do after your membership. Like after 2 years of experience, then you can do those certificate compliances, that certificates. But I have not done right now, as of now. But I wanted to do UK CS. That option is also available because we have the tie-up with the Institute of UK, United Kingdom, and sitting here, we just have to give 3 papers of that institute and we get the membership of that institute as well. So that is also available option. If you ask specifically about FEMA or SEBI, there are certificate courses. Even there are exams conducted by stock exchanges, BSc and NSC. We want to specialize particularly in that field, then one can think of giving such exams.
Right, right. You are also in the teaching field. You've been teaching company law. We were into that generation where we knew about traditional teaching, and now it is virtual teaching. So how has
Right.
this changed? How has the aspect or the attitude of students changed towards virtual teaching?
The attitude of the students, yes, that has changed. In live teaching, I think we also enjoy teaching
Yes.
live batch, and even students also enjoy live teaching itself, but at present we don't have any option but to conduct video like this. Sometimes we record and then they listen, and if they have any queries they get back to us. So I think technology use has increased. Attitude, I think that is same. That's what I can see. But everybody enjoys live teaching, live class. Even I enjoy live teaching. Yes. Live class.
Yes. And the generation today, like when we were into our internship or when we were into articleship, we had a different kind of perspective towards becoming a professional, or our income goals were not as they are as today's generation is. You have also trained a lot of articles and trainees under you. So how has their mindset changed overall towards the income packages or towards CS as a profession?
Sometimes income, for some students or some trainees, income is their priority because of a number of issues. So I think for them, even in our generation and presently, that has not changed, because if you have that priority, then you better prefer the articleship in the company where you get paid huge stipend. But if you have a goal of learning, then you choose. Even today and earlier also, we used to choose practicing firms because the goal was not earning, it was learning.
Right.
So if you have the priority of earning, then it's better that you go in the company and do your articleship and even job in the company, because there the stipend that you get is much higher. And in practicing with practicing company secretaries, the stipend that is paid, or that is as per the ICSI guidelines, so it's not that big. But if you have a learning objective, then you better go for practicing CS. In our generation, if you ask, we have that attitude of learning rather than earning. So it's just a matter of 2 years, and it is very important how much you learn in that 2 years, because what you studied is a theory, and what you actually do is slightly different from what you study. So I think one should have that learning objective even today also. That mindset I see in few students, but there few trainees, but there are a few trainees which don't want to learn. They just want to earn, and they just have, so that had changed. I think in our generation, we used to focus on learning, irrespective of the fact that your priority changes depending on your family's situation and other factors. But I think that I see that difference, that today's generation, they're focused on earning, and that is their goal.
Right, absolutely. You've done both CS as well as LLB. So why did you choose CS as your primary career?
Because I see more scope in this, and basically I'm interested in this field. I'm interested in to make sure that compliances are happening, and the ultimate result of it is the investor protection. That investor invest their money in the company on the faith that the company is doing everything properly, and it is our duty to see whether the company is actually doing properly. That's why we conduct audits and everything. So I think that was in my mind, that I want to do something in this field, because the reason is that we give because investor protection happens, and overall in the country we see the corporate governance compliances properly.
Right.
That's why I choose CS.
Right. After you became a CS, was there a change in your personality overall? Like before, when we are as a student, we are a different person, and once you become a professional, your personality traits change. So what kind of change happened in you?
I think I became more serious, more focused. In the student phase, you don't have that pressures, you don't have any burden except clearing the exam. That's it. But once you are into that field, you have a lot of responsibilities on your head. Then there is a risk also. It's not like after clearing exam now everything is done. Face, you are also practicing CS, so you are also aware every day there is an exam. One mistake we make and we don't know what will happen.
Absolutely.
So it is risk and responsibility, both things are there. So it obviously your personality changes, and it should change rather. So you become more focused, responsible, and professional. So you can easily differentiate yourself from the others.
Yes, definitely. As students, they used to always tell us that ek bar exam khatam ho jaye, bas, baki there is no risk, there is only flowery life after that. But that is absolutely not true.
Not exactly. Even we used to think like that, but then now I realize it's not at all like that. Clearing exam might be easy, but after that,
it's difficult.
Keep your membership continue, it's difficult.
Definitely. Has the COVID situation affected your clientele base?
No, not at all. Not at all. We have not lost any client, or in fact there's addition. In fact, in the month of July 2020, there were maximum incorporations happened in the country all over.
Okay.
So I haven't seen COVID affected our industry at all.
Right. Has the perspective of the clients changed overall, like related to the compliances or related to the disclosures that they make? Has their perspective changed towards business?
So yes, definitely they changed their perspective, because earlier they were also not like directors of the companies. They were also not very bothered about the compliance part of it. But because of the new amendments and the new law, they have also realized the need of that compliance, and they have also realized that if we fail to do it, then we have to pay a monetary penalty.
Yes.
So that's why their perspective towards compliance has changed, and we have seen live examples of some companies. The directors of those companies are behind bars today because of the non-compliances of various provisions.
Right.
So all these things are actually happening, and that's why I think the need of these compliances they have realized as compared to earlier days.
Right. Ma'am, what is your Dhyeya in life, and have you achieved it?
No, I have not achieved it, and I'm in the process of achieving it. So my Dhyeya is to continue to be a practicing company secretary, to give consultancy to as many clients as I can give. I want to continue teaching also students, and so that's why whatever I'm doing, I just I want to continue doing that.
Yes. What do you suggest that shall a CS student work or a CS professional work as a sole proprietor or as a partner when he is practicing?
Yeah. So when you are initially starting your practice, I think it's better that if you start it with a partner or with a senior CS, so that you'll be able to get a guidance of that, because this is every practice, and this field is a continuous learning process. You cannot say that I know the whole act thoroughly. You cannot say that, because it's a continuous thing, and every day there are updations, notifications, circulars. So to remain updated with all these things, I think we should be having a circle of professionals where you can discuss your queries and get to know the queries of others also. So I think if you are initially starting it, it is better that if you have some senior or a partner with whom you can or whose guidance you can take. And once you're confident, then you are on your own. Then sky is the limit. You can go anywhere.
Right. Any motivating words for the students who want to pursue CS?
So it's just 3 years time, and after 3 years, like I said, sky is the limit. You just have to dream, and then that is achieved. That's it. But
Right.
you just have to work hard for 3 years. It's not very easy to clear the exam, but it's not very difficult also to clear the exam. So if you work properly, if you work hard, then it's easy to clear the exam. And once you are a company secretary, then sky is the limit. There's a huge scope, tremendous scope in this field. And like I said, there are tie-ups in with the institutes of foreign countries. So that perspective is also available in this field.
Right. As a student, what was your schedule? Like what schedule you used to follow? What timetable you used to follow so that you could clear your exams properly?
I was doing BCom, so I had a college. I used to go to college in the morning sometimes, and after that, my classes were for 6 hours in a day. And after that, I used to do a homework of that class, and then classes used to over 1.5 months before the exam. Okay. So that 1.5 month, I think that was my month in which I could study for myself. And in that month only, I studied properly for myself, self-study, basically. So I used to study for 8 to 9 hours in a day. And then I think that was sufficient for me to clear the exam.
Right. Nowadays, like the students use a lot of social media along with their studies. So what do you suggest? Should they continue using the media as well as balance out their academics, or stop using the social media completely and focus on studies?
So anything more, I think, is not proper. So if you do it anything beyond necessity, then that is not going to help you. So stopping social media, I don't think that is recommendatory, and that is not going to help you. So if you do it, or if you balance out everything, then I think that is sufficient, because you cannot just do study for 24 hours. You need a break for some time. So that time I think we can connect with social media. And so I think balancing everything is proper. Shouldn't be making too much use of anything.
Right, absolutely. Archana ma'am, you're this poised personality, sorted, balanced completely, and you're not also on Facebook and Instagram. Why so?
Actually, Revati, I don't get time. That is the actual reason. I don't get time to see Facebook and Instagram. That's why everybody asked me that question. All students ask me that question. And but I seriously don't get time because of office and coaching. Right. So, but because of the public demand, now I am on Facebook, but I don't use Instagram.
Archana ma'am, in this busy schedule of yours that you have entirely the office schedule as well as coaching classes, where do you find time to spend with your family? And is it really important?
I spend time with family on weekends, Saturday and Sunday. I think Saturday evening and Sunday evening, I keep it for myself. And then that becomes sufficient. And after completing one batch, I think I get some time before starting another batch. So that time I get some breathing time to spend. Right. Otherwise, weekends are there. Weekend evenings are there.
Right. Your sister definitely must be looking up to you and your father for career guidance. What do you suggest to her? How shall she deal with her life in order to succeed properly?
I think first, what that I can recommend to everybody is first you clear your exam, first you get that degree, and then do whatever you want to do. Because after that you can do anything. You can go for trip and everything. But for these years when you are in the study stage, I think everything should be stopped or be in the limits and focused on the study. Once you get that degree, then you can do anything. So that I also tell her similar thing, that you first clear your exam, you first get that degree, and then you can do whatever you want to do. So you can spend time the way you want to spend. Otherwise, first thing should be studies.
Right. Coming to the fun part of it, and the last question for the day: if a genie has to grant you one wish today, what would that wish be?
Okay. That wish is I want to do something, something for the country. That is my wish. So that could be any social thing I want to do. And but I'm just looking for the opportunity and the time. So that wish could be I want to do something for the country. That's it.
Absolutely. You have always been an inspiration, Archana ma'am, for all the students, your trainees, as well as me. Thank you so much for being a part of today's interactive session. Thanks a lot for sparing some time with us.
You.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.